Hi everybody, this is Dana again, and I've got another collection video for you all. Today I will be showing you my Nintendo Wii collection. So today I'm showing off my Nintendo Wii collection. This is a list of all the games that I own and currently have with me. Starting off, we have Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, a great game. I love the Metroid Prime trilogy. Next off, we have Super Mario Galaxy, which is probably one of the greatest games of all time. Just so creative and timeless in my opinion. Next up we have Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is probably my favorite Super Mario game of all time. It's a very close call, but I have to give the edge to this game ever so slightly. It's also probably my favorite Wii game of all time. Next up we have Okami, originally released for PlayStation 2, but I have the Wii version. Great game, beautiful art style, very just unique and had a lot of innovative features. I love the paintbrush as a weapon mechanic. It's a very creative and joyful game. Next we have Boom Blocks, which was actually created by Steven Spielberg. Fun game. It's been a while since I played it. Next up on our list is Punch Out. Punch Out is another fun one. Can be pretty hard at times. I like that it has controller options. Next up we have GoldenEye 007, which is a remake of the Nintendo 64 video game GoldenEye 007, which is one of the greatest first-person shooters of all time. This game I thought was fun. It didn't quite recapture the feeling that the first game had, but that's another video. I actually have a GoldenEye review coming up soon-ish. So, next up we have the Metroid Prime trilogy. As far as, bang for your buck goes on the Wii, I don't think you can find a better deal than this. This has 3 of the best games of all time on one disc. It's like 60 hours of amazing gameplay. Just incredible atmosphere, incredible visuals, incredible music. Just, it comes with a lot of lore, and it includes the Wii motion controls from Metroid Prime 3 into Metroid Prime. And Metroid Prime for the GameCube is one of my favorite games of all time, so I think that's a winner. And I honestly think that the motion controls actually made the game even better, personally. Although I know some will disagree with that. Next up we have another Metroid game, Metroid Other M. This is actually the last main series Metroid game that they made. This game received mixed reception. I personally think it's an okay game. Nothing special, nothing amazing. I don't think it's as horrendous as everyone says it is. I thought that the story and writing were pretty bad and mediocre, but I thought the gameplay was actually decent, and the graphics and sound were okay. I mean, definitely not my favorite Metroid game, not by a long shot, but eh. Next up we have Mario Kart Wii. I like the Mario Kart games. I don't like them as much as the Smash Brothers series generally. This one I didn't quite get into as much. I mean, it was cool for a little bit, but as far as Mario Kart goes, I'm kind of a Double Dash kind of fellow. Next up we have Xenoblade Chronicles. This is probably the single best JRPG on the Wii, and perhaps the best JRPG of its generation. It is a fantastic game. It is very long, so you really gotta settle down with this one if you want to complete it. But it just has such an amazing story, a great combat system, just really unique, interesting characters, and I'm just so happy that we finally got this game in some form in the US, because Nintendo originally didn't release it in the US, unfortunately, but we got it, and this game is great. Xenoblade Chronicle X, which is the sequel to this game, is out on the Wii U, and it's also a fun game, although it's very different. Next up we have LEGO Lord of the Rings, which I actually just completed very recently. This game is actually really fun. It's actually the first LEGO game that I ever bought and played through, and it actually makes me want to play the other LEGO games. I'm a big fan of the Lord of the Rings. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a review of the movie trilogy this Christmas. And this game I thought was really, fun. It took even some of the most serious moments and actually made them funny. And I don't know what to say. It's fun. It's not that hard, but it's just a fun time, and sometimes, that's really what I care about in a game. Next up we have Donkey Kong Country Returns. Amazing game. I was so stoked for this game because I love the Donkey Kong Country games and I love platformers. And I was just so happy that Donkey Kong Country Returns was a thing when it came out. And it exceeded my expectations. It was everything I wanted it to be, probably even more. This is one of the best platformers on the Wii, if not of all time, in my honest opinion. I know some weren't too keen on the motion controls, and I understand that, but when I got used to them, I enjoyed them. But, you know, to each their own. That said, they also re-released it on a 3DS with a more traditional control scheme, so I think that's good for those who prefer that. And this game also has a sequel on the Wii U called Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which I think is honestly even better. Great games, excellent. Retro just knocks it out of the park with every game they make, in my opinion. The next game on our list is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which actually came with this golden Triforce Wiimote. Pretty cool. I am a ginormous Legend of Zelda fan. I actually think Skyward Sword is a great game. I know it had very mixed reception when it came out, and even to this day, a lot of people didn't like the motion controls and the linearity. And, you know, it's understandable. It's not for everyone, but I actually love this game. I think it has, as far as Zelda stories go, I thought the story was wonderful. I love the dynamic between Link and Zelda. I love Girahim. And I personally enjoyed the controls, even if they weren't for everyone. I thought that some of the boss fights were not as up to par with other Zelda games, but some of the boss fights, I also thought were some of the best in the whole series. I also love the graphical style. I thought the art was gorgeous. I think the musical style was amazing, really served the story well. I'm on the fence about whether or not it's in my top 7 Zelda games or not. It's probably not in my top 5, but, you know, I think every Zelda game is great, so there you go. But that's just me. Call me overly optimistic, but the next game on our list is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I've probably spent more hours playing Super Smash Bros. As a game series, if I count the 4 games in total, than any other video game series out there. I can't think of any other game franchise that I've spent more hours playing than the Super Smash Bros. Series. And Super Smash Bros. Brawl is probably the game that I've spent the single most amount of hours playing in the series. Brawl, I think, is a great game. I love it. I love just getting friends together, playing it with my dad, occasionally with my brother, playing it with friends. I think it's a great game. I think that now it's kind of obsolete because Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, I think, is probably the best Smash Bros. Game to date. Brawl had its problems, like tripping, and, you know, some of the characters weren't well balanced. But even with its issues, I still really, really liked this game. I thought that the Subspace Emissary, while not a game seller, was, you know, a fun add-on. I thought the multiplayer was terrific. I loved the characters in this game, from Rob to Snake to, you know, just all the characters. Even Ike I thought was fun. And of course the mainstays, Mario, Link, Samus, Kirby. Gotta love Kirby. Fox! Fun game, fun game. Fun game. So, that is my Wii collection. Now it's all in a messy pile, but that's what you do. So, I hope you enjoyed my video. Take care! So, that is my Nintendo Wii collection. I was originally going to do my Nintendo 64 collection, but I don't actually have it with me. I will definitely get that eventually. My next collection video will probably be either my PlayStation 2 collection or my Nintendo GameCube collection. You'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching my video and have a good one.